subscribers, hope you're all well. So I thought we'd have a look at seeing if we can replace this original hard drive. Well, it's not an original. The original was 120 megabytes. This is an upgraded one, 540 megabytes, of which only 270 megabytes are actually usable because of the limitations of this 1990 BIOS. So so far it's working. So yeah, so obviously what we want to do is replace it with a compact flash. Now I'm used to working on XT machines which don't have an IDE interface, so I wasn't sure what to do here. So normally on the XT machines you get an XT IDE board, plug that in, which has got the XT IDE Universal BIOS XUB, as well as this IDE interface. But as we've already got the IDE interface, can I just plug in a compact flash? Well, no, because still I've got the BIOS limitations on the size of the drive, which is I think 514 megabytes or something like that. So what can we do? Well, apparently we can still use the XUB, the BIOS, and the way we can do that is by finding a card that allows you to install an Option ROM. So this is a network interface card. I got secondhand, pretty plentiful. This particular one is a Networth UTP-16A, and the reason why I got this one is because, well, first of all, it's got the Option ROM socket here, so I can install the XUB hopefully on there, and it's also got a bunch of jumpers, and also most importantly, documentation. So so I got this, like I said, I got that one because the documentation actually has, you can actually set the boot ROM address. So I thought that should hopefully allow me to actually use this to boot off. So it's got all sorts of configuration. Not too worried about the actual network interface aspect of things, although, you know, who knows, maybe at some stage. So 10 base T, so 10 megabits, I guess. But that's, yeah, so 27128, so 32K ROM I can fit in there. So for the XUB, I can't just burn it. Apparently I need to load the files on the machine and customize the binary before actually burning the EEPROM. If you've got an XTIDE card, you can actually burn the EEPROM apparently to the card, but I've got a EEPROM burner, so that's not a big deal. So what we'll do is, I've got the files on my Top Gun 8 of 10 floppy. I'm probably going to have to reset the do the BIOS and everything, because I don't have a battery in there yet. So I still need to, there's a few things I need to fix on the board, so I want to try and fix everything at once on the board. Anyway, whatever. Let me get screen capture ready to go. Delete that. And start recording. Power on there. Plug my floppy drive in. Oop. Power on there. Let's see how we go. Okay, run setup. So run setup, you can go, I think it's Control-Alt-S. Diskette drive 0 failure, that's because it's not physically there. So F2. Okay, that's because I don't have the backup battery. Right, so I'm not too worried about the time. Well, I could set it, I guess. Time is at 5:30. Oh, no. 17. Come commenta. I can just type 30, couldn't I? No, I can't. No, I've got to do it that way. Okay, that's close enough. So, left and right. September 19th. No, down and up. 2025. Okay, so that's not installed. That one is installed, and I think it was a Type 47. I don't think it's on here. They're all quite small. Right, Type 48. I think there we go. So, according to, I don't have it down here, is it? So, it's 523 cylinders, 16. Well, it's got 32 heads, but 16 is the maximum we can do. And sector size I think was 63, so 270. Okay, that's all. And we can have a look at the sys info. So option ROMs, no option ROMs. So hopefully that changes once we do this thing. All right. I'm not too worried about everything else. Save that. Reboot. Okay. F1 continue. Alright, let's stick my floppy in. I should edit the auto exec so it doesn't run this bloody DOS shell. It takes so long to start up. Come on. Okay. So hopefully this works. So yeah, by using the, also if I use the XTIDE, then that's going to be limiting me to 8-bit. So that's why I'm hoping to use a 16-bit card. All right. Let's just go to command prompt and we'll exit out of this. Okay. I wonder actually if I can edit. Yeah, can I edit? No. Anyway, don't worry about this. Shift F9. Okay. Let's have a look on B drive. Okay. So we've got all the different versions. So we've got IDE 386, 386L, AT, ATL, PS, PS2, Tiny, XT, XTL. So the difference, basically, okay, so I'm going to try the 386. So the difference between 386 and 386L, as you can see, is basically just the size. So L is for large. So if you can fit a large EEPROM, so I can fit up to 32K on this board. So I'm going to use the large version, whereas just the plain IDE 386 is for, obviously it's under 8K, is if you can only fit a small EEPROM. So why is it larger? Because it's got additional kind of optional functionality in it that you probably don't usually need. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Let's actually go to, so let's just BIOS drive. So let's see what it detects. I think. Okay, cylinders 522, 16. Okay, total sectors. BIOS returned error code. Hey, I don't know any of that. I have to look all that up. All right, XTIDE config. Right. So first of all, I assume we need to load the BIOS from file. So this is the latest one, R631. I think that was updated in February 2025. So we'll load the large. Okay, so it's 6 for now. Oops. Right. So this is where you do the configuration. Now, if I had the XTIDE card, I could apparently flash it, which I do actually have. Anyway, whatever. Configure. So this is where you configure blah 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 blah. So I'm going to need 2 drives. Obviously, I'm going to boot off the original, and then I'm going to hopefully have my compact flash in. Then I can transfer everything over to the compact flash. So I'm kind of guessing. So it is going to be 16-bit. Yeah, 16-bit. You can see all the differences here. 16-bit ICE-ID in 8-bit mode. No, I shouldn't need any of that. So if we go back here, I think there's boot settings. It's the display mode. Oh, okay. So we'll just do default color theme. I don't know. Alright, do classic. Number of floppy drives, I'll just leave that as auto. Scan for serial drives, no. So that's if you hook it up via the serial interface, some sort of virtual drive, hard drive, something. Default boot drive, so 80 will be drive 0 and 81 will be drive 2 on the hard drive. And I think drive 0 is floppy A and drive 1 is floppy B. Yeah. Alright. But there is an auto configure. So let's just try that. Okay. Alright. Fair enough. Back to main menu. So now that we've configured it, let's save the BIOS back. I don't think there's anything else we need to do here. Flash EEPROM. I don't know if I need to do this to, because obviously if it's 12K and I'm going to use a 32K, I'm going to use probably 16K. I don't really need to, yeah, I don't need to worry about any of this. Is only if I was going to actually flash it there. Alright, so save BIOS back to original file. Okay, and I should be done. Exit to DOS. So now, what's the, what date does it say? 1980. I thought I set the date. Didn't I set the date? I did, didn't I? The time set alright, but okay, I'm not too happy with it. Anyway, whatever. Alright. Is that going to go back to the shell? Alright. Okay. Let's go. Flash that ROM. Plug her in. I think I'll try it without. Yeah, I think I'll just try it with the original drive first, and then I'll try, because I'm thinking I'm gonna have to plug something. Yeah, whatever. We'll just try the BIOS. See if the BIOS works first. Stop recording there. Let's see. EEPROM's ready to go. Let's get my board out. So yes, there's 2 electrolytics. I have replaced them because they did look a bit dodgy. So yeah, it's 128, so that's actually 16K, not 32K. Silly me. Okay. I'm not going to change any settings at the moment. But I should probably take a photo just to be sure, because let me... So on the Amstrad ACL, I'm going to lose the power supply, aren't I? Let's unplug that. Floppy over there. So, hang on. Let me sort this out. Right, so I might have a problem. Let's just disconnect the VGA. So there's the ISA, or the extended ISA, and unfortunately it seems that the board is too long here. So even if I take off the bracket, it's not going to fit because of that. Now I could drill a hole in that because there's nothing really there. Disconnect the keyboard again. I don't know how much longer this keyboard's going to survive disconnecting and reconnecting those thin membranes. So this is the hard drive controller. Hard drive controller, floppy controller. So there is space. I could cut this out, but the problem is that's where the floppy drive goes. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest, because I do have an external floppy drive that's working fine. Otherwise I'm going to have to try and find another network card. Well, that's not difficult, but it's going to take time. Alright, let me take the bracket off. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah. Let me take this bracket off and see if that helps. You know what, actually, that's actually not needed. That's just ground plane. I could actually just cut that off. Either cut this off or Dremel a thin hole there. Just need to be really thin up the top there. I reckon it's probably easier just to cut it. I think cut it to size. You look in here, this is all wasted space really, isn't it? So I could shave a good 5 mil. That's all ground there. And I bet you under here there's no signal either. So I could actually do it. Alright. I'm going to do it. I know, you're probably going to dislike it, I'm sorry, but I want the machine to work, so yeah, alright. Let me try and find a file. No, not a file. A hacksaw. Ta-da! Now, I didn't show what I was doing because no doubt someone will take offense. Tell me I should have done it that way, or I should have done it this way, or I should have done it. I didn't do it that way. It's like, whatever. It's Friday night. I want to get this working. So let's see. Did I cut off enough for it to fit? Yes, there we go. Okay, I'm happy. Okay, everyone, now we fit. Of course, got to go. I better go get the bottom of it. Yep, and take a photo of that. Okay, I think we're having Pizza Hut tonight with some buffalo wings. All right, 7:30. I better go order for the family. Okay, after some fiddling, I think it might actually be working. So I've got the board installed with the Option ROM, the XUB. So I had to fiddle some things. I had to adjust the boot ROM address, so it's now D000. It was something else, so I had to adjust that. And it's got a compatibility mode. So it's got a compatibility mode 1 and compatibility mode 2. So just basically open or close. So change this jumper to the opposite setting if the following problems occur. System runs slowly, system locks up on login, system hangs at net 3, errors return, VGA video buffers get scrambled, system locks scrambled. So basically I wasn't getting any video out, so I think it was closed, so I opened it, and it seemed to come good. Now my only concern is that this hard drive has been formatted for basically 270 megabytes, 16 heads. But now that I've got the XUB, the BIOS, it'll see the full well, be able to use the full 32 heads, so the full 541. But obviously that won't be formatted, so I'm just hoping it'll still work okay. But anyway, so what I'm going to do first is just boot it with the existing drive. Make sure that's all connected. Right, power on. Power on there. Okay, looks like I've got video out. Okay, usual. Yes, I still need to, obviously, I just noticed behind the power connector there's 3 electrolytics, so I probably should replace them as well. Alright, set up again, all the same stuff. Well, let's have a look at sysinfo. Aha, now we've got the Option ROM. Option ROM's found. Segment D000, size 12K, which is good sign. Let's just go through. So there's no floppy installed. Okay, set this again. Was it type 48? 523 cylinders, 16 heads, and 63 sectors. Okay. I don't think anything I need to do. Enable EMS. Yeah, I'm not worried about that at the moment. Okay. Escape. F4. Bugger. How do I... that's annoying, isn't it? Let's see, can I just... I'm using the GBS control this time. Let's see if I can just toggle it. That's better. Okay, let's just continue. There we go. There's the XUB. So it's seen the Conner peripherals. Cool. EMS unavailable. Yeah. So yeah. I'm not too worried about that. Well, this is all a bit different. Okay. Alright, so far so good. Let's go to Shift F9. Alright, let's just do a quick looking okay. Yeah, okay. So far so good. Okay, let's stop that. Now, pull the keyboard out again. Let's see if I can get a compact flash. I've got all sorts of different... I need to power it as well, don't I? I can power it using my floppy connector. So I've got all sorts of different boards and versions. Got one like that. Alright, let me figure this out. I've got a bunch of compact flash cards. So, Dick Smith Electronics. So that's from my XT. Okay, that's the IBM PC Portable D drive. So these are formatted, which is fine. 16 megabytes. No, that's way too small. So 16 gig will be too big. Windows 2000 on that one. So I think I used that on the IBM 300GL. So 1 gigabyte I think is perfect. Or even 2 gigabytes. Alright, let me figure this out. Very dodgy. So I'm not using the original cable, so I've got my own little cable in there. I've had to pull the drive out. Got the power running from there, but then not using the internal. Let's see if that works. So I've got this, I've taken the jumper off, so it says jumper on for master, off for slave. So I'm assuming I want it as slave for now, because I want to boot off that one. So let's just, alright, see if that'll work. Start recording. Power on. Okay, video signal. Oh, I've got to set the, of course. Alright, got to set the hard drive again. Sorry guys. Alright. Oh, that's different. Black and white. Okay. Why is that black and white? Let me just fiddle with that. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, okay, it's remembered the. Okay, so did actually remember that. Display VGA EGA. Okay. Don't know why it's black and white. All right, but let's see if it'll detect my compact flash. Okay. Alright, too worried about that. F1 to continue. Alright, let's see. Okay, there's colour. Alright, so it's picked up the second drive, slave, yep. Okay, so far so good. Alright. So basically what I want to do is, I was just thinking of just formatting the compact flash, and then can I use XCOPY just to copy everything? Just format, put the system on so it's bootable, and then I'll boot it. Okay, so far so good. Let's exit out of that. Oh, okay, D drive didn't show up there though. Ah, okay. Okay, so it did detect it, but it hasn't shown up, so it shouldn't show up as A or B. It should just show up as D, shouldn't it? Well, there's no floppy there. Having said that, probably this is bootable. It's probably got 6.22 on it, so I don't actually need. Although I know it'd be good to have FreeDOS, but I haven't got around to. Fail, jeez. Okay. Alright, so I'm not too sure. Let's go into setup. Alright. Colour now. Yeah, so there's only one hard disk. I don't think I need to do anything else. We'll just go F6 this time. I just want to reboot, don't I? Well, maybe the boot menu. See if I'm the XUB boot menu. Which one was that one? F2, I think, was it? So just continue F1. Come on. Alright, so boot menu F2. Alright. Alright, so they're both there. Let's see if I can. Okay, so it's given a drive D. Is it actually going to do anything? Maybe that's why it didn't show up as drive D. Okay, so it's definitely not booting. It's not doing anything. Maybe I've got the... it doesn't really matter whether it's the last one or the first one on the bus, does it? Let's just try setting this as master as well, even though that's going to confuse things. I don't know, because there is a pin header on the end of this, but I don't know. We'll have to have a look. Anyway, let's try powering this on again. Let's see what happens now. Okay, F1 to continue. F2 boot menu. Oh god, that's really confused things, hasn't it? So we've either got the because both are reporting as master, I guess, which makes sense. All right, let's power that off. All right, let me do some more investigations. Got it working. So I've got. I think the problem was maybe that wasn't formatted. So I've just got a 1 GB in, and I've got set the compact flash as primary. That was master. Oh, sorry, we're not supposed to be using that language these days, are we? Anyway, master, and there was on the end here. So it was set up as primary / only drive. So that's now the secondary drive, and it seems to be working. So let's power on. So the compact flash is pretty simple. It's just got DOS 6.22 on it. Okay. Right, let's skip ahead of this. Alright, so you can see there we've got master, so compact flash 1 gig, and then I've got my 540 drive there. So boot off the one, too easy. Cool. So that's the compact flash, so I've got all sorts on there. And then I can go to drive D. Oops. And I've got the hard drive. Loistavar. So, what's the easiest way to copy? I just want to copy everything before the hard drive fails. So can I just go, if I go on C drive and make an ACL-386SX directory. What is it? XCOPY? Can I use XCOPY? That's a DOS command, isn't it? Ah, 386SX. So can I do XCOPY? Will that give me help? Okay. Copies files except hidden system files and copy files and directory trees, which is what I want to do. So XCOPY. We want to XCOPY D drive from the root. To C drive. I do that. ACL-386SX. So I'll do it like that. Copies files for the art. Don't worry about that. Archive attribute. Copies files changed on. Prompts you before creating each destination. Oh god, I want to do that. Copies directories and subdirectories. Yeah, so I do want to do that. Copies any subdirectories, even if empty. Oh yeah, I might as well do that. Verifies each new file. Prompts you to press the key for copying. Alright, is that right? Hopefully. Doesn't say destination, but I'm hoping that's... Let's see, shall we? we're done. Took a while. How many files was that? 3,635 files. So God, what was on there? There was PowerPoint, Publisher, Word, Excel, obviously all the early Microsoft Access as well, all the early Windows versions. Anyway, let's just save that. But yeah, so seems to have copied everything all right. So now, I guess, remove that and just see if I can boot. Well, I know I can boot off that by itself. And then what I'll do is I'll probably find another spare and then just set it up properly. So let me power that off and rearrange it all. And see how we go. So it's only going to be temporary because the problem is there is a, let's have a closer look. There we go. So there's only a 3-pin power, and I think it's ground, 12 volts in the middle and 5 volts on the end, which I don't think matches that. I think it's ground in the middle. The two middle ones are ground, and then we've got 5 volts and 12 volts on either end. So, and that's what's on the, have a look on the hard drive. I guess it's specially designed. If you have a look, it's got a special 3-pin connector for the power there, and then it's got the standard one there. So I'm gonna have to come up with, I'm gonna have to replace this basically with a Miniberg connector, which isn't a problem. I've got plenty of these. I can do that. It's just I'm gonna have to make the cable. So in the meantime, I'm thinking what I could do is maybe screw this in there, because this is removable. So if I want to you know, add files to the compact flash, I can just pull the whole thing out like that. Make sense? Alright, we're all ready. So I think what I'll do is, yeah, did I say this already? Put it in like that, screw it in like that, that way I can pull it in and out to change the compact flash card. Right, so to get it to work, because I removed that one, I had to change the BIOS settings again. So let me start recording. Whoops, what did I do there? Okay, let me try this again. Start recording, power on. Okay. Yeah. So even though I've got the XUB looking after the hard drives, I still had to go down and set here hard disk not installed. That's the best way to do it. That way the XUB can obviously handle it all. So we continue on. Bingo, there we go. And it boots. And away we go. And all my files are on there. So it was ACL-386SX. So there we go. There's all the files from the old hard drive. One thing I didn't. I don't want to boot Windows now, because I just wanted to check what version of Windows it was. What was the auto exec doing here? Set MS input. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, set the path. Set the keyboard. Oh yeah, of course, DOS key. I need to load DOS key if you want to bring up previous commands. Then it runs DOS shell. Then it goes zip tools. Guest. Oh, zip tools. So is that for the zip drive? I do actually have a zip, my original zip drive. Cool. There we go. What's WEP? Boat race. Klotsky. What's this stuff? I don't know if it's Windows. Oh, okay, it is. All right, so there we go. Got it working. I'll leave it for tonight. It's getting a bit late, but I'll mount this properly. I'll get a dedicated compact flash card and have it set up exactly the same as the hard drive, and then I can copy Ancient Art of War on as well. Let me stop that there. And yeah, I'm getting close. I don't know if I'm going to bother with the internal floppy, because I've got the external floppy working. I still need to fix the memory, the SIM, and I need to put that surface mount, and I need to put the battery back in for the non-volatile RAM. But I'm getting there, and then finally I'll be able to put the top back on with the trackpad, and yeah, cool. Okay, well, thanks for hanging around, guys. Hopefully this was some interest, how to get it working. I'll update my GitHub for the Amstrad PC. I've got an Amstrad PC GitHub for and so I've got some ACL stuff, like the floppy drive board there. Yeah, and so I'll put the bin file, the binary for the ROM on there as well. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.